Clergy, anybody who's related, attached to the clergy within the school, um, the medical, and the counseling unit. Those are the only exceptions. Yes.
So, if an incident was to occur off campus, your office would be alerted or no?
All depends.
Okay.
There's no, if it's a department that we deal with all the time, like Mount Pleasant, Pleasantville, Briarcliff, they will probably notify us and get us involved. Um, if it happens, say in Terrytown, maybe even in White Plains, they won't interact with us that often because they don't. Goes down to law school. Again, they're 21 plus usually when they go into law school, and we don't have a lot of incidences down there. So again, it depends on the departments themselves. Usually, if they find out it's a PACE person, our reputation in the area is pretty well known, and people will ask us for assistance. Just sometimes identifying individuals. We've been asked to help identify vehicles that are involved in accidents that may have a PACE decal on it, because we can track it by the number on the decal, things in those lines, abandoned vehicles. We had a bad accident not that long ago dealing with a staff member's son, and it was actually in Connecticut, and the only way they were able to identify and to find the person was through their PACE decal. So it does work.
So does that mean, just to clarify, these other departments that you are not in as frequent contact with, the White Plains or Terrytown or whatever, that if a student were to get in trouble in one of those places, get arrested for something, then it's possible that no one at PACE will hear about it?
It's very possible. They may not even know. The student themselves may not identify themselves as being a PACE student because they don't want to get in trouble at school. Yes.
Um, so I'm sure you know about this clown situation that's been working its way up the coast. If
Yeah.
there were like sightings around here, would security get like, would there be more security around campus or?
Well, what we would do is we would investigate as best as possible. We have cameras in some of the residence halls, some of the parking lots, so we can try and track it that way if possible. Um, this whole clown thing started in South Carolina not that long ago, and now it's working its way all over the place. Um, we would, again, try and do the investigation as best we can, and we would also notify the local police to come in and help us search. Again, you would want to interview the people, find out if they saw them getting into a car, a guy or girl getting into a car, what type of car it was, what were they wearing. Um, the reason you want to find out what they're wearing is if they take off the clown mask and walk into a residence hall, you can kind of identify them by their clothes, things on those lines. And there's rumors that there's been a clown on campus somewhere. We have not verified it. We have not seen it. It's Halloween time. It's going to be a tough time for this with the clowns and stuff on those lines. So, it's just one of those things. We would definitely look into it. Just so everybody knows, there is the PACE. There is my staff that works 24 hours a day. I have an assistant director during the day in Westchester. I have a 4 to 12 coordinator, and I also have a midnight coordinator. And they work basically, if they're not on campus working, they're on call. So there's always somebody here. Homecoming, we were here until, I actually had to come back on Sunday. I didn't leave here until 10 o'clock Sunday morning from homecoming. So it worked out pretty, we're somebody here. We're only 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away on call if we have to come in. Plus, we have the Mount Pleasant police that actually patrols on campus. Guys who've been on campus, see them, they patrol. We've asked them years ago to patrol our campus as part of their routine patrols, and they do. As a matter of fact, I see them almost every morning up by the townhouse. They ride around the townhouse parking lot. They come down. They're not going to give minor traffic violations on campus. The only thing that they will give citations for on campus is if a student is parked in handicap without the proper credentials. That's the only one. They won't give fire lanes or anything else. Yes.
What else is the Mount Pleasant like looking for? Mount Pleasant police, like underage drinking or
Underage drinking, anything out of normal, broken windows on cars. We get a lot of accidents on campus. Unfortunately, students, especially behind Martin, seems to be the biggest spot, and the townhouses, they back into each other's cars and scratch each other's cars, and they don't report it, things in those lines. In the parking lots down by Miller Leanhard, a lot of backing issues, people backing